What's up, Controids? We are back to watch a video. I guess you could say a stream. It's going to be a video because I'm not watching it live. For Jurassic World Evolution 3. You can see I'll probably turn that down while we start. So unlike other game studios, a lot of game studios will give you like a teaser trailer like a year before the game comes out, or longer. I mean, like we saw Wolverine was hinted at, and then we haven't seen anything for that for like 2 years now, or 3 or something like that. The Jurassic Park survival game, we haven't seen anything of that in like a year now. So Frontier, from at least the games I play from them, tends to keep things more closely guarded until they're close to being able to release the game. I'm pretty sure they've done that with both Jurassic World Evolutions. I know Jurassic World Evolution 2 debuted at Summer Game Fest, and I believe it came out that November. I'm pretty sure Planet Zoo also had a short time after it was announced as well. And they're following that path again. They just announced it at Summer Game Fest for Jurassic World Evolution 3. It's coming out in late October. So that's, their typical MO. Just get the, hey, we got a game coming, it's coming in a couple months. What is surprising is they did this live stream. I guess that's supposed to go over some stuff in the game. So, interesting. So, what do I expect? I imagine it's just mostly going to focus on the aspects they've already announced. The modular building, the babies, maybe the train tools, maybe talk about the swimming aspects that they put in, the deep water, the swimming, because these are all things that they've focused on so far. Maybe just stuff that's announced. I hope there might be something new here. I don't think we're going to see any new species. I think it's too soon for them to give that away. I think we might start, they might start hinting about anything new, maybe like September-ish, because they get that big last push for the game going. That's the time where I'm crossing my fingers for Dinosuchus and Sarcosuchus to show up there. That's what I want. I want their two big crocs. But maybe what we might get also, we might get to see some more returning dinos. Maybe we'll actually get a few more confirmations of some returning guys. Would be nice. Fast forward to the countdown. All right. So let's find out. Let's see what we got.
Hello everybody. Hello. Hi. Welcome to Unlocked. This is our June edition. I am Sam, and I am joined on the couch today with the lovely Rich Hudson. Hiya, Rich.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, that's Rich.
Do you want to give folks at home a little bit of an intro?
Sure. Hello. My name's Rich. I
Rich.
am a video artist here at Frontier, so I'm part of the team that works on a lot of the trailers and
Somebody,
screenshots.
I need to
that
start
you might
recording
have seen in the
headphones
past,
on.
Some of which you're going to see today. You might have seen me lurking around on Unlocked in the past. First
So they're
time
going to go over multiple
as
games?
a non-speaking protagonist a few months ago. That was fun. And you'll see a lot of my work coming up today, actually. In
Might eat a little while we're watching.
Yes. So for some of our eagle-eyed and eagle-eared listeners, you guys will remember that we have often mentioned Rich Hudson and the parks that he's been putting together for the demos that we'll be doing for Planet Coaster 2. So yeah, we're going to be seeing more of that later on, and he's going to be helping me go through the show today because we have got loads to get through today, Rich.
Yes.
We are absolutely stacked. But for firstly, we're going to be saying hello to the chat. Hello, everybody at
Hello.
home. How are you guys doing? I think we saw somebody was in there at 3
Somebody's
3
here
a.m.?
at 3 a.m.
Hello there.
The
Thank you so
committal.
much for joining us. That's amazing. It's lovely
Yeah.
to see you there. But yeah, hello, everybody. It's nice to see you here. We're going to try and call some folks out again.
See Commander Alexa,
Alexa,
Halo J, Hurricane Overlord.
Overlord. Hello, everybody. Ignacio.
Welcome
hello
along,
there,
everyone.
guys. Lovely stuff. Yeah, wonderful to have you here as always. Thank you so much for joining us on the show
All right, so
today.
this is
yes,
gonna be a different game,
cool.
so I don't think we'll
Couple
get
of
that
bits
much
of
out of it.
housekeeping before we get into the sections themselves. As always, we have got our Twitch drops that are going to be coming to the show today. All you need to do is watch for 20 minutes, and you're going to be able to get your hands on these lovely ship kits or ship the
Paint
paint
jobs.
jobs.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. We have got the Crate Mark II.
That sounds like the
on
focus is going to be
screen
this other
here,
game.
as well as the Python.
Yes, this is the Shatter Blue Skin. So if you're on Twitch, twitch.tv/frontier, if
Panther
you're not,
Clipper, I don't even know what
watch
that
for
is.
20 minutes and you can land one of these.
Yeah, they're absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. I love these ones for this month. It looks great.
Yeah,
Awesome
absolutely.
stuff. Yeah, so like we were saying, we've got loads to get through today. So Rich, do you want to tell us a bit what we're looking at?
So, coming up this month, in case you've been living under a dinosaur-shaped rock for the last couple of weeks, you might have heard that we announced Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Absolutely. And Sam caught up with two of the development team, and you'll hear from them very, very shortly. Then we're going to swing over to Planet Coaster 2, as our favourites, Rich and Adam, will be back on the sofa to talk more about Update 6 that we heard about a little bit last month. Planet Zoo fans, it's DLC Day.
Yes.
Today, DLC Day if you're playing on PC.
Very exciting.
So we're going to see some more information about that. And of course, Commanders, it's a very, very exciting day because you're going to hear a bit more about the Panther Clipper Mark II, because our very own Zach will be joining Curtis and
so I
Chris to
don't
give
think
you a
we're
bit more
getting too much
information
in
on the
this.
ship, as well as its release
Hour
date.
and a half stream.
Very
Yes.
exciting.
And
very
we have a
exciting.
giveaway for you a bit later on,
Yes.
so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, loads coming up, and yeah, do stay tuned for the giveaway as we'll be picking that up later on. Awesome. But yes, to start the show off with, it is incredibly exciting for us to finally be able to start talking about Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Sorry, these are
So
not
at
making
the
ways to
start
the
of
end.
June, we were able to finally announce the game to the world. We saw our announce and gameplay trailer going out. And today, I managed to catch up with some of our devs to go through the features that you guys would have started to see in those trailers as well. So yeah, we're going to be
Yeah,
picking that
yeah.
up now
Just gonna
and
get rid
coming
of
to
Alright,
that.
that's
Check
what I
this out after our gameplay trailer.
Welcome to the Dinosaur Integration Network, or DIN for short. Our
Our
organization brings groundbreaking, sustainable breeding
we
programs
already
to a
covered
global
this stuff.
clientele of demanding site owners. We are taking paleocuration into exciting new territory. Where previous pioneers exclusively synthesized female dinosaurs, we are also creating males. These animals aren't assets to us, but the beginning of a new evolution. And do keep an eye on the young dinosaurs. They can inherit more than just appearances. Every site must be a perfect balance of security and spectacle. Protecting our guests is crucial, but so is inspiring the next generation. As with any project of this scale, not everything will go according to plan.
Different types of aviaries.
As the
There's
park
the class
manager,
and the cage.
you'll also need to assess emerging situations and get them under control. It won't be easy, but that's why we're hiring the best. DIN is here to make a difference. Now, I'm sure you have plenty of questions, but please...
Just don't do as much cover out using. We had that before. You piss off a faction, they would sabotage the park.
Final warning. Din must not
So we got a new group that's going to do that. Swimming Spino. Did you show the full Spino? On the other trailer? Show the body type would be.
welcome, Sandy, Andy. Hello, you guys. Welcome to the
Hello.
Max. Lovely to see you. To start off with, can you just introduce yourselves to some of the lovely people at home who maybe are not familiar with yourselves?
Sure. So my name is Andy Fletcher. I'm the game director on Jurassic World Evolution 3.
And my name's Sandy Samarco, and I'm a principal designer on Jurassic World Evolution 3.
Lovely stuff. You're so
I've
nice
never
to have
heard of
you
these
guys
guys
here
before.
today.
Yeah.
They were-
Awesome, cool.
Do we
So
not have the
Jurassic
one
World
guy?
Evolution 3, what an incredible project. You guys getting to work on the third installment of this title. That's super, super
We
exciting.
have new leads.
It's just gone out, it's been announced, people are starting to talk about it. How does it feel now that it's out
His
there in
name
the
was
world?
Rich, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's super exciting, you know, to be revealing the hard work that everyone's been doing here in the studio for so long, and yeah, finally unveil everything that we've been planning for this third installment. And you know, the feedback's been really positive. We're
So
really
good.
excited
Yes,
to see
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what everyone's saying about the game. It's a huge year for Jurassic in general, so yeah, it's a really exciting
Yeah,
time.
loads going on there. It's incredible. Yeah, super, super exciting. Awesome stuff. So yeah, we've got loads to talk about today. There's loads of new features coming to the game. It's looking absolutely brilliant. Those features, there's lots, like I say, for us to talk about, and they all sort of fall into a couple of different categories. We've got loads of new stuff for the dinosaurs. We've got lots of new creative stuff kind of coming in. So before we kind of get into the meat of it, I think it'd be nice to give a bit of an overview of what's maybe to come. So I think let's start with the stars of the show, the dinosaurs. What can we kind of expect there?
A lot from the dinosaurs. Obviously now the big headline ticket is you can breed them, which means you get juvenile dinosaurs,
Dilo.
but that comes with a lot of support work. So male and female, so we've got dimorphism, new behaviours, you know, upgrades to the dinosaur brain. So a lot of cool stuff coming that way.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so much coming. It's really, really cool. Lovely stuff. Then on the creative side, there's a whole host of new tools and ways to just kind of get creative in the game. Like, what can we expect there, Andy?
Yeah, there's a lot of detail to dive into on the creative side of things. You know, it's a real kind of foundational change for the game in many ways. You
Yeah.
know, I think the kinds of parks that people will be able to build and share this time around are going to be, you know,
Very,
beyond
yeah,
anything
very,
we've
very
seen before in the
Yes.
franchise. So yeah, there's lots to talk about there.
Lovely stuff. Awesome. And then we've got a brand new campaign as well. There's lots there as well. So yeah, what can you tell us a little bit about that? What can we
Yeah,
expect?
bigger and better. We've got an epic new campaign that goes across the whole globe, and you know, has a more open, less linear feel than previous campaigns. So yeah, again, yeah, lots to dive into there. We've got some returning characters that I think people are going to love, and yeah, this new structure I think is really going to appeal, going to make it feel, you know, more global, more cohesive, and
bigger.
more intricate. You know, with the systems kind of, you know,
Yeah.
working across just different levels.
Amazing stuff. Yeah, there's loads there. Awesome. Cool. All right, so now we've got a sense of what we're going to be chatting about. Let's get talking about everything because it's incredibly exciting. So starting off with the creative tools, we've got some new stuff for our creative players. There's modular building. Can you tell us a bit about that? What are we expecting with that? What can we do with it?
So modular buildings is basically, as far as Frontier is concerned, we're well known for putting a lot of effort into making sure you can create all sorts of amazing structures, and so we're bringing that to Jurassic World Evolution 3. So every building, actually under the hood, we comprised of, you know, hundreds, thousands, just stacks of individual components that you can get in there and you can tweak. So you can basically, what you can create is up to you now. You're no longer restrained by
exciting.
set buildings.
Yeah.
You can go wild.
Get
Yeah.
in, tinker,
Yeah.
build out what you want. Yeah,
Yeah,
So you
amazing.
can do your own spin on the buildings in the game. There's lots of different variations in there to start with, and it's, you know, it's the tools that you have with those pieces. You
Yes.
can you know, intersect them, scale them, freely rotate and move them around, and it's, you know, beyond buildings as well. You know, you can, you know, just create combinations of scenery,
Yeah.
items, and save them off as blueprints. And you know, I think one of the big things to emphasise really is that we wanted the game to feel like a Jurassic World Evolution
Yes.
game. It's absolutely essential to us that, you know, this wasn't a barrier to entry. We wanted it to feel like a JWE game. So
Yeah.
that's been really paramount in our minds. But when you scratch below the surface, you'll find an incredible
Yeah.
array. of
Under the
items.
hood,
Yeah.
there's so much more stuff. But it's no harder to do than previous games. You can just plonk buildings down. They'll look beautiful, but you can make your own stuff, or you can take existing buildings and just tweak them however you want.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be my next question. So obviously, if I'm a creative player, brilliant. There's loads for me to play with there. But if I want to just maybe just get into the management, I just want to sort of take care of my dinosaurs, do I need to kind of get into the modular buildings, or what kind of things do we have there for those sorts of players?
Oh, you can the game has loads of lovely buildings to use. So if you're not that way
Blueprints,
inclined, there are stacks of blueprints. But I think we're going a little bit further. You want to talk about the blueprints is getting a significant upgrade for
Yeah,
Jurassic
well,
World
I
3.
mean,
Yeah.
the big new frontier really is the integration of the Frontier Workshop.
Yeah.
So, this
It's
is
gonna be
and
fantastic.
it's cross-platform, so across
Yeah.
all the platforms that the game is available on, you'll be able to, players will be able to upload what they've created,
Yeah.
both in terms of specific building types, general scenery, and
Yeah.
also whole parks that they've built.
Yeah.
And other players will be able to download those creations and visit those parks and use those blueprints, use those creations in their own parks. So again, there's lots for players to kind of choose from in the game
Yeah.
at launch, across a variety of themes as well. We didn't really talk about the scenery themes. We've got
Yes.
classic Jurassic themes.
Yeah, there's so
and,
much there. Those are really cool.
we've got new themes inspired by the campaign.
Yes.
So there's thousands of pieces for people to delve into,
Yeah.
and many blueprints. But once you add that Frontier Workshop element, there's going to be more and more every time you come back.
Yes.
There'll be new creations, and that's what's really exciting, is that this game will,
It's going to build a
appropriate to the
community.
title, it will evolve.
Yeah.
Every after launch, and
Yeah.
we can't wait to see what people
And
create.
super integration as well,
Mm.
which is I think we're all really excited about. It's you'll be able to get into the game and just see the creations of other players from the game itself.
Yeah, you don't have to
100%.
Yeah.
exit your park to kind of go to a separate interface. There
It's
is a
all
separate.
integrated, yeah.
Yeah, you can just go via the normal left-hand bar menu, and you'll be able to see and search for Frontier Workshop items. within
And
it.
just if you don't have artistic talent like me, you'll be able to nab them and then pass them off as your own.
Yep.
Fantastic.
That's super exciting. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Awesome stuff. So beyond just the modular, the building, there's obviously a lot more coming to the creative side of things as well. We've also got a whole host of new terrain tools, which are going to expand, again, just that variety in the park. So can you tell us a bit about those as well?
Yeah, so terrain looks beautiful, but now
Yeah,
we've
water
kind of
does.
taken off all of the latches so that you can build it pretty much however you want. The terrain tools have had a massive upgrade. It's way more vertical. We've got these really cool brushes that do a lot of the heavy lifting artistically for you. You paint them down and they're filled with detail objects that our artists have carefully constructed. So even someone like me, it's very easy, very quickly to create something that's very pretty with just one brush swiping here.
Couple of sweeps,
Yeah,
to paint
exactly.
down
Yeah,
loads.
and then
Yeah.
terrain manipulation's the same. You can have really large formations basically that you can create very quickly. Like I say, verticality is much bigger. We've got ramp tools now, so point to point ramps, so that your gameplay is going to work with it as well. So it's not just visual.
Yeah, I think that's key, isn't it? It's having those tools and seeing what they can do for parks, right? So
Yeah.
you've got ramp tools, you've got smooth tools, so you can now build parks across multiple levels and have your vehicles, guests, dinosaurs traverse them up to a point, and even beyond that point, you can now use terrain in other interesting ways. So you can actually use terrain and large scenery items to enclose dinosaurs.
Yes.
So creating more naturalistic enclosures.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
That's going to be
the
amazing.
tools in their own right are very
Oh,
powerful, but it's what's really exciting is what it
We have
means for the
natural
kind of parks that we're gonna see
formations
this
used
time
for
around.
Yeah.
walls.
Awesome.
Not
So we just
needing
touched on the
fences.
natural enclosures. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like how can we build out those spaces, and how does that sort of work?
Yeah, so you'll still need to look after your dinosaurs. You still need to make sure your guests can see dinosaurs, otherwise, they won't want to come to your park,
Yeah.
spend their good money. And you need to make sure that your rangers can visit the dinosaurs and,
Yes.
and scan and make sure their welfare is looked after and they're comfortable.
Yeah.
So there will be elements of you need to ensure access to the dinosaurs through gates and things like that. But beyond that, basically, you loosen the restrictions on having to have fencing all the way around all the time of the dinosaurs.
So cool.
It's
Yeah.
not always going to, you don't have to have that feel to your parks anymore. You can make it look as if the dinosaurs are in a kind of in a valley or in a sort of a kind of a rocky area. And again, it just adds to that sense of those dinosaurs feel more integrated with the natural world.
Put your
It's kind of one of
raptors
the
in a
themes of
crater.
the campaign as well. It's about
They can
you know
escape.
how
Yeah, you
how
put your
at this
meteors
point
in
the
craters and they
Jurassic
can
timeline
escape.
can we
Just
you
put
know,
the
make
view
it
of
so
things
the
on the top so
dinosaurs
people
are
look down
integrated
to
more
them.
naturally with
Could
the
that work? I
the
wonder if that
environment,
works.
with the
Yeah.
sites all around the globe.
Yeah, amazing. And I think you can also use water as well. Can we also use water to
Water.
create?
Yeah, we can
there's
use
so-
water.
there's a
We've
lot
got
on that.
more water.
Yeah.
Everyone, we've got deep water now. which I think people may have
Yes.
seen.
Little sneak peek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
that you call it there,
Spinosaurus
yeah.
enjoying that. But you can use that to enclose dinosaurs as well. Not all dinosaurs, obviously not all dinosaurs can swim.
Yeah.
Many can swim through deep water, so you can enclose them in water. You can create waterfalls now very easily with the terrain
Just a couple of
tools.
clicks and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's we've taken our formidable knowledge that we've accrued over many, many years of Planet games, and we've just stuffed them into this.
Yeah.
And it's come out really cool.
No, it's super exciting, and I love the fact that it really depends. It doesn't matter your skill level. You know, you can go as deep as you want. You can go as detailed as you want, or if you want to, you can kind of keep it very simple. Like you say,
Absolutely.
a couple of clicks with the terrain tools, and you can build something really beautiful.
Yeah.
You can put in your blueprints. There's something for everyone, which is really, really cool. Awesome. So yes, loads coming on the creative side of things. But now let's start talking a little bit about, I think, what everyone is most excited about, the juveniles. They look absolutely amazing, absolutely adorable. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it was like bringing them to life?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, this is
A lot of fun.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's a real new frontier for the game. So, you know, it's quite a privilege actually to be bringing juvenile versions of these dinosaurs that everyone loves to the world for the first time. You know, we've seen
Rex.
juveniles in the Jurassic movies, and you know, we've taken inspiration from those, but there's a huge amount of dinosaur species that we've not seen juveniles for in the Jurassic movies. So it's been a real journey, you know, working with our partners at Universal,
Gyrosphere confirmed.
with you know, noted paleontologists, including Steve Rusate, who was consulting on the movies as well. And you know, concepting, iterating till we get these juveniles that, you know, as you say, they're just
Matures
absolutely
in
wonderful to kind of watch, and
half an hour.
it's really incredible to kind of bring those to players for the first time, and you know, it's
And they mature
the
quick,
juveniles are
30 minutes.
spectacular, but it's that family unit as well.
Yeah.
It's really
Seeing
exciting.
them all together
it's,
now.
it's the,
Yeah,
it's the
fully
juvenile,
realised.
the female, and now the male.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
it's
a
big
sandbox I think you
overhaul
turn off.
in terms of what the dinosaurs need to do. That we've had to go into the inner workings of them to make sure that now they can function distinctly. We've got familial species and herd species and more solitary species. So the way that we had to do lots of changes to behaviours, make sure we have cool new juvenile specific behaviours, parents calling out to them, and then you know, following the parents, play chasing with each other, and then based on these differences, the different types of dinosaurs, you can get some, like I say, they're very familial, they'll only stick with mum and dad, and other ones that are more gregarious, possibly even to their own detriment, because they might end up following dinosaurs that aren't quite as happy being followed by them. But there's a giant big structure underneath juveniles to support
so
it.
there's
You know,
gonna be lots
they're
of
great in their own right, but yeah, like Anne
animation
says,
sounds
you've got
like
males and females, and we have new social needs now, so
Yeah.
they're not just a wonderful
Colin
thing to look at,
Herding,
they add a new level
Rambunctious
of
was a-
dynamism really to the game,
like,
a new level
go
of
away and get
challenge
themselves
as to what you
killed.
need to do to look after them,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah, 100%. And just touching on that, it's a whole new level of engagement.
Yeah.
What kind of things can we expect there? What do we need to sort of pay attention to?
Well, for example, juveniles might have different paleo needs to adults. If you've got a brachiosaur, you know, with a great big long neck that normally feeds on high trees and leaves in trees, a juvenile brachiosaur, it's not quite as tall, might not be able to reach, so you need to make sure that you've got some ground leaves for it. And the same for some of the carnivores, some of the small carnivores from the juveniles, they can't really take down live prey, so you need to make sure they've got meat feeders. And again, social needs, some juveniles are happier when there's a bunch of them together, other ones, they need mum and dad around and they're going to get distressed if they're not.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of these social dynamics going on that make, basically differentiate the species. So each time you've got a new species that you want to breed, there's more things to consider, to look
Amazing.
after. But it's worth it because they bring you loads of cash. Juveniles are inherently,
It's a park
they're
at the end
inherently
of the day.
appealing.
Yeah,
At the end of the
yeah,
day,
you know.
you're running a theme
running a
park.
park,
You need to
yeah.
make some cold hard cash, and juveniles are one of the best ways to do that.
Right. Loads there. And you mentioned obviously the interactions and the depth that we're kind of going to experience there. There's a lot of work that's gone into the animations and those new interactions. And can you tell us a bit about those social interactions? They're going to interact with other juveniles, right, and also the adults, as we were saying.
Yes, they do, and those interactions are amazing.
They're absolutely stunning.
And some of them are quite cool and dynamic, like say juvenile dinosaurs play chasing with each other. There's some real sweet touches, depending on the species. And then other ones, yeah, if they're interacting with adults of the species or with their parents, if they're familial. There's just a wide breadth that I don't know, it gets
Am I
across.
playing the wrong video?
They all feel different. It gets across the differences between them.
They really do.
Yeah.
I mean, a whole new dinosaur. I mean, the adult dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution are kind of incredible in their own
Yes.
right. The amount of care and attention that goes into the animations, the modelling, everything that has all been applied to the juveniles and also the males as well. So it's really wonderful. It's a whole new layer, whole new layers even of dinosaurs that we're adding this time around, and they've had just as much care as attention as all the other dinosaurs that we've done in the past. So it really shines through in the game.
We mentioned breeding. Like you,
No.
Yeah,
There's a whole new gameplay loops there.
Exactly, there's new gameplay loops.
Yeah.
You'll be able to breed, hopefully, breed all good traits into your dinosaurs. Breed cosmetic colours, so get
Right,
kids
yeah,
that
yeah.
inherit the colours from their patterns from their parents. So there's loads to do.
And you have to make sure you can breed them, right? So
Yes.
you have to work with the fertility, graphs
Yes.
of certain dinosaurs. So high prestige, high appeal dinosaurs
They can be a bit
might
freaky.
be a little harder
Yeah,
to
yeah.
breed. You can set up breeding programs to make that more likely, or to pick the particular dinosaurs that you want to pass down their traits and their colours to the next
Yeah.
generation. So
A lot
there's
of control.
a lot of intricacies within the system.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you guys have obviously touched on it a bit now. There's breeding that's coming to the game. That's a big part of it, natural breeding. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? We've touched on a lot of things there, but can you talk a little bit more about, because we're synthesizing males now, can
Yes.
you, what the loops look like?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's Ness and a whole host of new things coming there as well.
Yeah, so you start off, obviously, all dinosaurs in Jurassic World are female, but now with research you'll be able to unlock the male genome,
Yeah.
start synthesising males and females, looking after them, making sure they're happy. And when your dinosaurs are thriving, you'll be able to put down these new structures. So we've got nests. Obviously, dinosaurs, they like to lay their eggs in safe places, so you can construct these kind of locations that they're drawn to. But even the nests, different dinosaur species have different needs for nests. But some dinosaurs don't want their nests visible to guests, for example. You've got to hide them away. And other ones, they like it if there are lots of nests together. Things like that. All dinosaurs are all different. And then once the conditions are right, as it were, the lights turn down, the music playing, if the nest's in the right place and your dinosaurs are happy, then they can breed now, and you'll get eggs, and then after the juveniles have spent the time in the nest, they'll emerge, and so it's a whole new cycle. Some of the dinosaurs, with a bit of care and attention, you can actually turn them into little kind of breeding engines, so that you can get enough of a species in there that they can restock themselves over time. So again, another great way to make money. Without having to
I can see
synthesise.
you're a management player over here.
Well, it's a part.
Sell baby dinos.
As alluded to,
You could chain.
it's
You could send
Jurassic, right?
dinosaurs
It wouldn't
between
be
the parks.
a
That would be
Jurassic
pretty
game
tight.
without
'Cause I
the
know you can
intervention of
do
humans.
campaigns
So
multiple parks at the same
if
time.
you want specific traits to come through, or specific colours for offspring, for progeny of dinosaurs, you can run breeding programs. You assign scientists, so it's very easy to do. It's very accessible, and then that increases the chance of particular dinosaurs breeding. So
Gotcha.
you can.
Do you still have a hand in this?
Oh yeah, you
You've
can
got
put your
those
finger on the
options.
scales. Yeah, absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think what's cool is also you can breed, down generations, so you can try and kind of get as far down a specific sort of generation of dinosaurs as possible. So-
Absolutely, yeah. You can try and build like the perfect dinosaur with the colours that you want and all the good traits that you want, and then that's great stock then for carrying on that line.
Awesome. So yeah, like we're saying, we've got the males, we've got females, we've got the juveniles now. It's a whole family, and of course that means that there's loads to take care of. I'm imagining there's a lot more now to manage and to take care of. And I know we've incorporated a whole host of new features there as well to make that a bit easier. ATVs, security cameras, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, so there's
that's good about that.
as you build out your parks, we want to give players new tools to manage controlled chaos that tends to happen when you breed dinosaurs.
Yeah, doesn't always work out as you plan.
It doesn't
so
always
yeah.
work out perfectly. So, we have some new tools in the mix now. As you mentioned, we've got security cameras. So, this allows you to kind of, set up, security cameras at key points around your park, key strategic points where they might be able to spot evidence of a dinosaur breaking out and being a threat to guests.
Yep.
If you link those to your response centres, to your
Capture teams, yeah, helicopters, yeah.
then you can actually have those capture teams come and automatically tranquilise the dinosaur that's escaped. So this is a really smart thing to do if you've got
Yes.
dangerous dinosaurs and you've got a lot of guests.
You don't want dinosaurs to think they don't mix.
Yeah.
You lose lots of money.
And then in addition to that, we have a new maintenance team, which, this is our maintenance team. They drive around these cool little ATVs, which is super fun to drive.
They're super fun.
Particularly in combination with the terrain tools we talked
Tool.
about there.
Yes,
We waste a lot of time playing with those.
Racetrack, I don't know.
So these guys now are in charge of repairing and resupplying. So in that example I just gave, if the dinosaur's broken out, and you put down a supply post that has the broken fence in range of an ATV team, they'll come and just repair the fence. So as you can see, you've got more abilities to kind of plan ahead of time and have your response teams kind of respond on their own volition.
Yeah.
It means that you can, particularly in bigger parks, you can be building out and doing something else.
Yeah, it just takes the pressure off you.
Yeah,
you
you don't
can't
have
your
to
eyes
respond
everywhere.
immediately. You don't have to kind of do everything manually if you don't want
If
to.
you set it up well, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've got them in stupid places, then
Hey.
So
well
rewards planning, rewards a bit of
Yes.
strategy, and some really cool, powerful tools particularly for bigger parks.
Awesome. Yeah, that's going to be incredibly exciting. Lovely stuff. So there's a lot of new features there. But moving over to the campaign now. The campaign, there's a lot for us to do there. It's we're going to be sort of traveling the globe, basically, like literally there. Can you tell us a bit about what we can expect from the campaign?
Yeah, for sure. So our narrative is set just after the events of Dominion, and that's a point in the Jurassic timeline where, dinosaurs are out across the globe.
Yeah.
And that's a really fascinating place to be from a game perspective, because it means
Dominion
we can go venture across the globe and see some new locations and dinosaurs in locations.
So that means
we've
it's
maybe
before
not
the new
seen
movie.
before. So in our campaign, you'll be
That would be
working
a
for
DLC.
the Dinosaur Integration Network, which is an organisation set up by Cabot Finch,
Yeah.
his favourite returning Cabot Finch.
Nice to see you back.
Yeah, and this is all about creating sites that to help dinosaurs integrate more kind of ethically, I guess, into the modern world. And so you will start out in North America, you're starting some sites there, but as the campaign opens up, you'll unlock new sites across East Asia and in Europe as well. And as you open each one up, you'll be able to kind of go back to previous parks.
Yes.
Use dinosaurs and research technologies that you've unlocked to go back and improve those parks, unlock new areas in those parks. And so there's just a much broader kind of scope to it, and everything's kind of interlinked.
Yeah,
And
very
you can just jump around a lot more if you want
Yeah,
to.
you can play at your pace, at your speed, at your focus, basically.
And we tried to make sure that each level doesn't just have is visually distinct in terms of the location, the lighting, but also it has its own particular goals. So you'll be working for clients, and each park has its own measure of success in terms of what counts for a 5-star park rating. So some clients might be more interested in the juveniles, and some might be more about marine reptiles. Some might not want any synthesis at all, and so there's lots of different kind of some might be about tours and guest satisfaction. So they try to kind of push the variety of each level. Some might be about tours and guests marine reptiles. Some might not want any synthesis at all, and so there's lots of different kind of
Not many
some
what
might
at
be
all?
about
Scientists?
tours and guest satisfaction. So they try to kind of push the variety of each level so that it really feels like a different challenge that you're going to.
Awesome. Yeah, so there's loads of depth there as well.
So he's
Obviously,
name
we're
dropping a
visiting
few interesting
some new
things there, like
locations.
a marine
We saw
reptile
one of
park.
those
There's
in
2
the
locations that would
trailer.
fit to that.
So can you tell us a little bit about those as well?
Yeah, so we saw Japan very prominently in the gameplay trailer, which got a lot of people excited, and brings in lots of cool new terrain, foliage visuals and scenery options as well. That's another thing that the campaigns allow us to do, is to kind of inspire the scenery artists to create new building sets as well.
Lots and lots
and
of scenery.
beautiful. They are
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
It's
stunning.
awesome.
They've done a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
And we saw a glimpse of Malta, I believe,
Yeah.
which is one of our European locations. You've got
Yes.
kind of Mediterranean architecture in there. We'll also see some more Alpine-inspired architecture elsewhere. So I think we're going to reveal more locations as we near launch in October.
Yes, lots to
but
talk about
each
there.
one
Lots
has
to talk about.
got its own flavour and its own feel. And its
Something
own,
new? Come on, give us
aesthetics.
one.
Yeah, amazing. So we've been touching on just how good these levels look, and there's a good reason for part of that as well. In addition to all the lovely stuff that you can build and put together, there's a lot that's been changing under the hood as well. Some amazing changes there. So can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
I'm no expert, but I know that whatever they've done, the water is looking way better. We've got better sky boxes and skies in general. There have been improvements with global illumination, ray tracing. which I don't know what it means, but you get amazing results.
Are you the game director?
It looks amazing. Hot air balloons, you can see the flames kind of coming through
Yeah, it looks
the canvas,
fantastic.
which is just, it's so cool. It's very, very realistic.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I mean, touching on the hot air balloons, actually, I mean, we haven't even kind of explored this. There's a whole host of new attractions coming as well, different ways for you to interact with the dinosaurs. I mean, yeah, can we touch on that a little
Yeah,
bit,
we'll
maybe?
be able to see the dinosaurs from new perspectives. So hot air
Yes.
balloon is one
That's
very
one of them.
prominent one.
Yeah.
Again, a lot more verticality that adds into the level. So that's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
exciting to bring that and go over your enclosures. You also be able to get much closer to dinosaurs with the dinosaur encounter.
Yes, we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah, we saw a very small glimpse of it.
They didn't give us anything. It was all
So
new
yeah,
footage,
that's
no
really,
new
really
footage.
exciting. That's been something we wanted to do for a long time. And you know, a lot of these things, they obviously add the dynamism to the levels, but also, you know, that those creative tools that we've got allow you to kind of, you know, also, you know, dress them in your own way as well, and you know, bed them into your park. So yeah, great new attractions and great new aesthetics coming with them as well. I mean, paths. We didn't even mention paths as well, like the paths that go to these
Yes.
attractions as well. We've got new path styles. We've got natural paths now, so you can again make your kind of park facilities kind of look more embedded with
Even
the
Yeah,
more
natural world.
embedded
integrated,
in,
more organic.
More
yeah.
plausible, yeah.
Yeah, they're really, really beautiful. Yeah, super, super cool. Lovely stuff. Well, we've got more to say on attractions in the coming months. Can't say anything just yet, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it very, very soon. But yes, thank you so much, you guys. It's been lovely having you. Finally getting able to talk about Jurassic World Evolution 3 has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us on the couch.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Great stuff. So a couple of you guys have been also asking about physical editions, and we're really excited to say that we will be bringing a physical edition to consoles. You pop over to our website.
All right, so as I thought they were going to just cover stuff that they've already talked about adding,
On the 21st of October. If you pre-order that
getting into more
now,
details
you'll be able to
on
get a
that
hold
kind of
of the
stuff.
Badlands set, which will be bringing iconic scenery pieces from the original
Yeah, that's a
Jurassic
raptor,
Park
right?
film to your park. So get in there and pre-order that now.
So it's all the same footage, just reused. Nothing
Hello
new.
again, everybody. Awesome. So yeah, loads of stuff coming up for Jurassic World Evolution 3.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Absolutely fantastic.
So,
yeah. Come back,
no,
you guys.
nothing new to
So you
look
guys are going
at.
to talk again about Update 6,
That's
which
right.
is going to be releasing very soon.
That's right. It's coming out on
That's the
Monday,
guy.
the 30th of June, so
That's
in a
right.
few days' time.
Coming out on Monday.
Really exciting.
Very,
So,
very exciting. Awesome. Yeah, so we've got you guys back to chat about some of the features on Update 6. They weren't quite ready for us to show them just yet. You're
Yeah.
going to be taking us through what we're going to be having a look at there.
Yeah, in Unlocked last month, which seems like yesterday, we showed the sort of intent and the sort of some
Yeah.
conceptual parts of the modular souvenir shops and the on-ride photos. But now, with it being so close, we've got a live build. We're going to jump in and actually look at how we put a modular souvenir shop together and also the on-ride photos as well.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Lovely
yeah.
stuff. Let's jump in. Cool.
We're back in the park that I used in the last Unlocked. I say I used.
All right, so our
The
two guys. Okay,
lovely
there's the
Rich
two
who's now
guys
just
right
sat over
there.
there.
you get to embarrass him
Have
in
to
person.
embarrass
Yeah.
The,
Boom. That was our. Those were.
souvenir
I mean,
shop
he
together,
definitely was.
also the,
I'm pretty sure he was
on-ride photos
too.
as
So those are the old Jurassic World Evolution guys. I guess they're all
well. We're
planning.
back in the
I
park
guess they
that
moved
I
to Planet
used in
Coaster.
the last Unlocked. I say I
That's
used
right. That's right.
the
That's like,
lovely
who's
Rich,
the
who's now
little
just
guy?
sat over there.
You get to
So
embarrass
they're on Planet
Yeah.
Coaster now.
So now I can get mad people like this.
Planet
First
Coaster,
of that, she'll
souvenir
have
shop,
hold
blah, blah,
balloons,
blah.
and then
This is tab
Yeah.
because it's the confirm. And now we will spawn a coaster.
The Black Widow.
I mean, that's pretty.
V3
Yeah,
gaming
that's
keyboard.
pretty good. Yeah.
DLC.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can have a
I
look
can
at
back
that.
and play Planet
So
Zoo.
Planet Zoo
America
console
and
players,
Asia
you don't
bundle.
have to wait all that long to get your hands on these two packs together. And also released
I'm gonna imagine
the ship aside, I guess, from
Elite
modules.
Dangerously.
I could use it. Play it, test it. So kind of wanted version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
about it. All right. Ha! So we didn't get any new footage. Except, I mean, I think that baby Tyrannosaur has been in something from before as well. That's the only thing I didn't recall, but that may have been something though. We just got more updates to the modular building. There's going to be pre-made buildings you can use. There's going to be obviously the Frontiers doing the Frontier Workshop where you can share your designs, and so you can download other people's designs. I know people were fussing about that compared because they're not when they use the Steam Workshop. Well, because the Steam Workshop is Steam only. they're doing their own web shop, so that way the PC players, the Xbox players, and the I don't know if this game coming in Nintendo. I don't think it is. And the PlayStation players can all like share each other's stuff. So I get that. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Trying as long as theirs works fine. It's so just doing it the way that way you can have all three of your groups game because. Of course, we gotta keep playing on a different landscape. So I'm kind of excited about the next Xbox being a hybrid gaming PC, which is just gonna have Windows operating system with the Xbox app, and then you can download Steam's app and Epic's app and anybody else's, I guess, game launcher. So I do like that. I'm excited about that. That's a totally different topic of what we're talking about today. So modular building is going to be there for the people that want to play with it, and it won't be harped on for the people who aren't great at using it and don't want to use it. The new thing we learned about the juveniles is we saw that it looks like looks like they mature pretty quickly. Now I don't know how freshly hatched that one was, but it said matured in like 24 minutes because there was a timer counting down. I don't know if I like the idea of them. I mean, I wonder if does that change based on your game speed, maybe, or something. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know because I think if you speed up the game, it would just make the clock go faster. So I don't like I don't want babies that are like boom, you only have babies for like half an hour and then they're adults already. I mean, people put in hours and hours into some of these parks, so you don't need babies that mature quickly, and then you got to take care of. Then you got too many adults to deal with, Now you have 4 male T-Rexes with 1 female. Even if they have issues with their siblings when I would imagine they're not gonna like Planet Zoo has that too. When the siblings, when the juveniles grow up, then they have issues with the adults that were already in the pen. So I would imagine that would float over. Obviously, talk about the upgrades in the graphics. They didn't show the hot air balloon. They didn't give us any new. There will be a river tour. If it's not in the base game, hopefully maybe it's added with the Rebirth DLC, because we know that obviously there's like a river scene in that. You can't do deep water and not put it. You got to give us the riverboat right tour. I mean, everybody wants that. That's another thing that's been so wanted so bad. But we got nothing on that. Just the basic campaign. You can bounce back and forth, unlock. I mean, there's like come back and unlock. I mean, obviously, there's always in the original game when you had the islands, you could unlock something in the future and then go back and implement it back in your older parks and stuff like that. But this was like going back to unlock new areas. That's interesting. So I wonder. So is there like areas that we won't have unlocked, that we won't have access to without some technology, something? Or I wonder. Curious about that. Didn't go over any weather. We haven't had anything about. Well, we've seen there's been rain. We've seen rain. We have like the storms and stuff like we have had before, tornadoes. So we didn't. So so a little more details on the stuff that we know, and just maybe a little tidbits of stuff. But I mean, like I said, I felt this was way too soon to be doing like a live game feed. So it's because they didn't plan on covering anything new, really. Just gonna go over all the stuff that they just put in the announced trailer and just give them a little more detail on it. And this is late June. I could imagine it might not be until August till we get anything kind of new from them. So they might go the entire month of July without giving out much. So like I said, it all depends on how much build-up they want to give out and how much stuff they want to let people know about. Like, I don't think new species. Like I said, I think they'd like hold off new species until like September, and that would be the final build-up for the game. So yeah, we'll see if anything new comes out in between. But so see if we get some more information, some new scenes, some new stuff. But I think it's probably going to go. I think we're not going to get too much new for at least a little while, or too much information for a little while. They'll probably just do some of the same old hype stuff from the trailer, kind of tweets and stuff like that. So I imagine we're probably at least gonna go a month, maybe longer, before we get another one of like even like a live stream from the from the Jurassic World Evolution team itself, instead of like this overview from just Frontier covering multiple games. So I feel like it's probably gonna be August before we get any more tidbits. But still excited for the game. I'm really hyped about the game. We've done our speculation videos, which and my cut list, my tier list on who I think's in and who's out. So go check that out on as well. But yeah, until next time, Control, where's it at? Out.